Whether you're a seasoned RVer or new to RVing, you may already know checklists are a vital tool in your RVing arsenal.
Ooh, so sophisticated.
In today's video, we want to talk about our checklist, our travel date checklist, how we use it, and why we use it. Hi, my name's Dan.
Hi, I'm Dina, and we are Rivers to Ridges RV. We take checklists very, very seriously. They are in our hands when we depart our current location and when we arrive to our new location. We always have a checklist in our hands. We don't know how to act without one. We wouldn't even know where to start. Even though we've been doing this over a year, the smallest things you can forget in an instant.
And they've saved us more than once.
Oh, more than once. In fact, they're so important. We had an RV neighbor come outside after we set up at a new location. She was very curious to know what it was that I had in my hands. And Danny was kind enough to print it off for her and gave her a copy of our checklist, which we're going to have attached below for you guys, whoever would like to print it out.
So our travel day checklist is actually made up of 3 separate checklists, and we have very, very technical terms for these as well. First one is the day before departure checklist, the night before departure checklist, and the morning of departure checklist. Very technical.
Yes. Hope you understand that.
Yeah. But what we want to do, we're going to go through each one of these checklists. And again, these are used when we're getting ready to travel to a new location.
Yeah.
So our travel day checklist really starts the day before, and sometimes even earlier than that in some instances. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the day before checklist. And we have it right here in our hands. We're going to be looking at this as we talk.
Oh yeah. Like I said before, we don't even remember everything, every little thing that's on there. There's a lot.
Now everybody's going to be different. Hopefully when we go through these steps, these are the steps that we take. We have a fifth wheel and a tow vehicle. If you have a Class A, a Class C, or something else that are not even a toy hauler, you probably won't have the same exact steps, but hopefully it gives you an idea.
Ours is a fifth wheel toy hauler. Yeah.
So, but hopefully we might say a few items on here that you maybe forgot for your checklist or you didn't think about.
Or you might think, oh, that's a good one.
So let's start with the day before departure.
Yeah.
Now these, we have about a dozen things on here. Now these are things that we do the day before we leave. These are things that can be done anytime during the day. If I happen to be outside doing something, I can do one of these steps as as I go past or something like that. Again, these are just things that leisurely throughout the day we try to get done, so the morning of we're not doing everything at one time.
At one time, right.
The first thing we do is we dump and flush our rear black tank. We have 2 bathrooms, so we take care of the back bathroom the day before. This is to be honest with you, my office is the garage. I kind of use that during the week, the bathroom during the week. So we usually travel on Saturday.
Yeah.
So again, the day before, I'll clean that out, and then if I have to, I can use the restroom up front. So the very first thing we do is we dump and flush the rear tank, and we secure the hoses. So now we have all those sewer hoses put away and done with, so we don't have to worry about it. It's just one less thing to worry about.
One less thing to worry about.
We also make sure the truck is fueled up. Now this doesn't have to be the day before.
Right.
If we know, this could be 2, 3, 4 days ahead of time.
A couple days before we're in town and we know we're not going to be traveling anywhere for any length of time. Yeah.
We can get the fuel truck filled up. The other thing we do the day before is we check our hitch. We have the fifth wheel hitch in the back of the truck. We just do a quick visual inspection, make sure everything still looks good. If it looks like I might need some grease or something like that, I can go ahead and grease it as well. But that's also done the day before.
Do you also do that on the hitch itself? Yeah, the kingpin.
Yeah, I put grease on that as well.
Okay, that's good. Good to know.
So the next thing we do is I actually get up on the roof. Now, to be honest with you, I don't do this every time. We do this when we're underneath a bunch of trees. We were at a place a while ago and our roof was
A few weeks ago.
So,
beautiful shade, but man, it was shedding a little bit of everything.
Yeah, definitely. But what we do is, if we're underneath a lot of trees, I'll go up on the roof with a broom and just sweep everything off. I make sure the tracks are clean, the drainage down the sides, I make sure those are swept clean. And I also, kind of the real purpose of this is to sweep off our slide toppers. If I don't, we take the chance when we bring the slides in, everything on the toppers, maybe getting inside the RV or just getting crunched up in amongst everything. So,
and while you're up there, do you kind of look around too for make sure the seals are all good?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, just while you're up there.
Yeah, I try not to go on the roof. I try to go as little as possible. So when I am up there, I try to make the most of it as well.
Right.
So yeah, I'll sweep the toppers off and just do a quick visual inspection. Nothing too serious, but at least a quick check. Now, once the roof is done, the slide toppers are done, when I get back on the ground, the next thing on our checklist is to stow the roof ladder. Very simple. Fold it up, put the pins in, and we're good to go. Done. We also fill our fresh water tank. Now, this depends on where we're going, is how much water we're going to put in. If we're just going to another campground with full hookups, we may only put in 10 or 15 gallons. And honestly, that's just so when we stop, we have some water. We can use our own restrooms. We don't have to go.
How nice! One of my favorite things about our rig.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we still have access to our front bathroom with the slides in. So that's actually one of the reasons why we got this RV. Yep. Thank you, Rodeo.
Sorry about that. That was Rodeo.
The next thing we do the day before is we check the RV wheels and suspensions. Again, we check the lug nuts once a month. That's not something I do every single time, but again, it's just a general inspection. I'll look, make sure there's no big, maybe rocks stuck in the treads of the tires. The suspension still looks good, nothing's broken. Again, just a very quick visual check. And while we're there we also check the RV tires. And the main thing with this is we're checking the PSI, or the air pressure. Ours, I believe they're G-rated tires, G or H, I forget now. But the PSI is 125 PSI, it was the rated for. So we give it, plus or minus 3 PSI, and that's what we're checking for. Again, the day before. So if they are low or high, they need to be adjusted. It gives me time to get that done throughout the day.
Beforehand.
And while we're checking tires, we're also checking the truck tires as well. So our tow vehicle, we're doing the same thing. We're just making sure they're inflated properly for the next day's trip. Something that we added to our checklist that we do the day before, because Dina actually found this at one of our stops, our spare tire. Our spare tire is kind of sucked up underneath the bottom of the RV. If you have a pickup truck, it's the same concept. It's just up underneath. And we actually stopped for a rest stop one time, and Dina just happened to notice it was kind of hanging loose. So we don't know if it got loose, or we don't know why it was like that. It's never happened since.
Probably some of these bumpy roads that we go over. Just driving down the highway, some of these states, man, they need to fix their highway. Thanks, Georgia. I wasn't going to say which state, but we've actually been through a few of them that have been like that.
But that's something we added to our checklist. So we just make sure the spare tire looks like it's still sucked up nice and tight underneath. And we use radios. We use handheld radios for when we're hooking up the RV, or we're doing light checks and things like that. Instead of trying to yell back and forth, or if we're backing into a new site, we use the radios. Again, so we're not yelling at each other. Walkie-talkies, some people do use cell phones, but we have been in places where you may not have a cell phone reception, so it doesn't work all the time. Cheap little handheld radios work, or walkie-talkies work
I love
very
them.
well. So those are the main things we do the day before. Again, that's our day before departure checklist, that very technical term there. Those are the things we do. Again, anytime during the day, at your leisure, take your time and just, you're really just trying to take the load off of the morning of. That's really all you're trying to do. The next part of our checklist is, this is still the day before, but it's really more into the evening, or
Right.
that we call it the night before departure. So these are things that you're still doing it the day before you're leaving, technically, but some of these things we may want to use. Like one of the things on here might be our rear patio. We may want to bring up our rear patio and lock all that up. I don't want to do that during the day.
The ramp you're talking
the ramp,
about? Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
toy hauler ramp.
Yeah.
Because we may want to use that during the day. We may want
Right.
to sit out there or something.
Yeah.
So that's why we do these more towards the evening. Another thing I'll talk about here in a second is we dump our front black tank and our gray tanks. Again, we do this in the evening. One of the reasons is, we could use the restrooms throughout the day. Dina
If I
might
have
be
any
doing
last minute wash.
laundry and stuff
Laundry,
like that.
right.
We want to get all that stuff done before we flush these
Right.
tanks out. There's no sense carrying a bunch of dirty water to your neck.
No.
It's just extra weight.
Right.
So that's why these are done more towards the evening. So the very first thing we have on this list is what we already mentioned: dump the front black tank. So again, we're going to take the front black tank. I flush it out 3 or 4 times until things look fairly clean.
Yeah, as far as you can see.
And then we're good with that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll close all that up. And we also treat the front tank as well. So I think I forgot to mention that in the back. But once we flush them, we also treat them as well. And that's just putting a cup of some treatment down the toilets to help break up things as well. So dump and flush the front black tank, and then we also treat the front black tank. After we're done with that, and I do these in order, and I'll tell you why. We dump the gray number 2 tank, and then we dump gray number 1 tank. Now the reason for that, and all the RVs are going to be different. In our case, gray number 2 is like our sink. It's mainly the sink. So you could have, some food particles in there and things like that. Definitely coffee grounds.
Yeah, definitely
are going to
coffee
be in there.
Yeah.
But then we follow it up with gray 1, and the reason we do that, that's our laundry. Our laundry and our shower is on that tank.
Yes.
So now I can follow any possible food particles. Again, that's following our black tank. So that gray 2 is hopefully flushing any remains from the black tank out. Then gray 1, again, is mainly our laundry. So we actually get a little bit of laundry detergent and soap that goes down there as well. So that's probably the cleanest dirty water we have.
Yeah.
So that's why we do that one. That's why we do it in that order. Once we're done with all that, we go ahead and secure the front hoses. So now we have all of our sewer hoses put away and stored the night before. So it's just one less thing to worry about. Now at this point too, again, this is more towards the evening. We're going to secure any outside items at this time. Rugs, doormats. We have a couple bicycles. We can start putting those away. Again, we may want to use these during the day, so that's why we wait till the evening, especially some of the rugs outside the doors.
Yeah, the rugs, the mats, our little flag and flower pot, anything like that.
Yep.
You might have picnic table cover. We don't really use the picnic tables, come to speak of it though, because we have our patio and we love it.
Yeah. In case you can't, that's rodeo's.
Rodeo,
we got a storm coming. Rodeo's a little nervous.
She gets very, very.
If you hear
panicky.
some kitty patter, that's her.
Yeah.
Or if anybody bumps the camera, that's blaming on rodeo.
Yeah, she gets very stressed with storms.
Okay, so now that we have all of our outside items put away, now what we're going to start doing is we're really going to kind of start coming inside. Again, this is the evening, the night before, and we're going to plan our routes. We're going to plan how do we get to our next stop.
Right.
Again, we use Trip Wizard and we punch this into our GPS and everything. But I really like the plan. I'll usually go on Google and get a night view or satellite view of the entrance to where we're going, just so I know what to expect.
Right.
It takes some of the guesswork out.
Right.
So when I talk about planning a trip, that's really what I'm talking about. And we can also plan fuel stops. We could use our TSD card to find out where truck stops are. If they happen to work out, it makes for great stops or rest stops as well.
Right.
So we're really planning our next day, where we're going to stop. What does the RV or the campground look like we're going to? Is it on the left side of the road, the right side of the road?
Yeah. Which direction do we take to get the RV into its campsite location?
All that stuff
he does. He's very, very good about it.
But it takes a lot of pressure off.
Right.
So just be prepared, honestly.
Yeah.
So once we get that done, now we're really starting to get to the point of packing things and checking things, okay? So
and inside the RV
inside
itself.
the RV, yeah. Now we start with the garage because again, that's my office. It's going to be shut down basically for the weekend, so we really don't need to use it. And on travel days, we use it for storage as well. We have our bicycles in there and stuff. So that's why we do this first.
Yeah, it's. You say it's shut down for the weekend. It's shut down for the Saturday that we're traveling at least.
Yeah.
And if we stay at a Harvest Host, then the weekend pretty much, but until Sunday at least.
Yes.
Yeah, Saturday late afternoon or Sunday.
Yep. So the first thing we can do in the garage, again, we have a rear bathroom. We go into the bathroom itself. We make sure the vent is closed, and this is the ceiling vent up top. We always make sure. As a matter of fact, we just saw somebody's vent cover on the road a couple weeks ago. They didn't have a checklist. We make sure the lights are off as well. And this is something that caught us a couple times. Make sure everything is off the wall. We have a couple of pictures or things on the wall, and we don't want those to fall as we're traveling. So we added those to our checklist because it happened to us once. We did add it to our checklist, and now that won't happen again.
And over the door hanger.
Yep, that's what we have next. So at this point now we can secure the rear bathroom. We keep a hanger on the door. I think we have our vacuum hose on it and a few other things. So we make sure we take that off. Again, you could leave it on, but I think with the vibrations going down the road, you're probably going to end up scratching your door. So it takes 2 seconds just to take it off and put it on the floor. Again, at this point, we're strictly talking about the bathroom. Now we can go ahead and close the bathroom door. And just make sure it's securely closed. We know the lights are off, the vents are closed, or the vent is closed, everything's off the wall. Anything else we're storing in there is either in the shower on the floor or in front of the toilet on the floor. So nothing.
Or in the laundry basket.
Or in the
laundry basket is a great storage place.
It is actually.
There's not a whole lot of storage in the back bathroom, believe me.
Yeah, definitely. So now that takes, again, we're in the garage, and that's the bathroom in the garage. We have all that taken care of. Now we can do some more stuff in the garage. We have a Happy Jack system. If you're not familiar with those are really like the bench seats, and they kind of go up and down to make bunk beds out of them as well. So we secure those and raise those up. That's the way you're supposed to do it, and that's what we do every time. So now we have those stowed. We also make sure the air vents are closed in the garage. Now this, if you don't have a toy hauler, you're not going to have these, but there's 2 air vents in the garage. One is to faces forward to let air in, and another one to let air out. And what this is for, honestly, it's just to circulate the air. We never use them because we don't have any vehicles back there with gasoline and oil and stuff. But if you did have vehicles back there with gas, you can open these up so while you're traveling, any of those fumes or gasoline fumes, they're not going to build up. They can kind of get blown out the back. Again, we've never used them once, but we still have them on our checklist just to be thorough. Now the next thing we also do is we secure our patio, and by the patio we're talking about the back ramp. And again, we use ours all the time, so we're kind of saving this towards the evening before we're coming in for the night. So part of this is, folding up the rails, lifting up the ramp, making sure it's secure and locked. Also, this is very, very, very important that somebody told us about. We have the sliding doors on ours. And there's a little latch to keep them closed. We have heard, people have told us it's happened to them, that latch, if it's not in all the way maybe, or
Right.
you have a really bumpy road, it
Right.
can come unlatched and the doors can slide open. Now you have glass doors sliding around. So
Yeah.
two things that we always do with our back sliding doors, we latch it. We also put a little piece of Velcro around the handle.
The
So
handles.
just in case that
Yeah.
latch was to pop free,
Just
the
extra
Velcro
security,
would
yeah.
definitely hold it. And very, very important, we lower the
Lower the
glass
windows.
all the way down. So our sliding doors has two pieces of glass, upper piece and a lower piece.
Mm-hmm.
We take the upper piece and slide it all the way down to the ground. Again, we've had a couple people tell us horror stories where they forgot. Again, they're just held in place by a couple pieces of plastic.
Yep.
Vibrating down the road, it's nothing for it to come slamming
Right.
down and break. So takes 1 minute.
Yeah.
We lower our glass.
Yeah.
And we're good to go.
Saves a headache.
And the other thing we also check the night before, this is something we just added to our checklist recently. We make sure our awnings are in all the way. We've seen a couple times where almost getting ready to leave, or we
thought
catch
they
it.
were in all the way.
One might be out 6-8 inches or
Yeah.
something like that. We just overlooked it.
Right.
So we saw that.
For whatever reason, it didn't.
We added it to our checklist.
Right.
And ever since then, it's just
Been
something
fine.
else. Something else we
Just
check.
an extra thing.
So that's everything we do the night before. Now, before we continue though, if you find this kind of stuff helpful, if you think you enjoy these types of videos, please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and real importantly, hit the notification button as well so you can get notified when our next video comes out.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
In case you didn't tell, we had a wardrobe malfunction. Janet? Rodeo, we have a really bad storm coming. Rodeo's freaking out. She keeps bumping the camera. So we had to put Rodeo in the garage. We had to put the blinds down a little bit. So that's what's going on. But we're trying to get through this this video. So those were our day before and night before checklist. Now we want to go into our morning of checklist. We have a whole bunch of checks we do the morning of. We're going to try to get through these pretty quick because there are a bunch. We'll try to get through these so we're not holding you up. Very first thing we do is we try to run our generator at least once a month. Now, we only do this if we're allowed in the campground.
Yeah, some campgrounds may not like it.
Yeah, some you can't run generator. I usually ask the night before if you might be running a generator.
And they always thank you for asking. They're very appreciative when you ask.
And if we're leaving real early in the morning, I'm not going to run the generator at 6 a.m. But if we're leaving, as a matter of fact, we're leaving here to go just 30 miles up the road. We're going to get a late start. So we may not leave here till 9 or 10 in the morning.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think we can run a generator then. So that'd be a good time. So again, once a month, we try to run a generator. Now we go into the front bedroom and we try to get, we kind of working our way backwards. Remember, the garage is already taken care of the night before, so now we're going to head up front. The bedroom, very first thing we do is we secure the closet doors and the laundry door.
Laundry room doors. The washer door, the dryer door, and the laundry room door.
Yeah, and that's just a regular door. You make sure it's closed.
Yes.
The closet door, we have a latch, and we make sure that's latched. Windows are closed and blinds are up. And when it's cool out, we like to have our windows open. We both just love the fresh air coming through. It's too hot right now.
Way too hot.
We don't open up our windows, but it's on our checklist. We just make sure the windows are closed. We also, even though we don't open them during the summer, we kind of just make sure they haven't vibrated loose a little bit from another previous travel day.
Right.
So we just check, make sure they're still snug, and we always put our blinds up. Now, little tip, the reason why we do that, and if you think about it, if we were to leave all of our blinds down, you have the potential of, while you're traveling, this RV's getting really shaken around quite a bit, and those blinds are probably going to go back and forth on the wallpaper, and over time probably wear holes in the wallpaper.
Not to mention, if they get caught, that's going to rip the blind itself.
So it's not
going to be good. It's just easier to leave them up when you're
all of our
traveling.
blinds up.
Yeah.
Again, in the bedroom, we have another hanger on the back of the door for hanging stuff on. We take that off. Again, the same reason, vibrations. We don't want that scratching the door or something like that. Any rugs in the bedroom, we take up off the floor and you put them on the bed, I think.
I usually put them in a bin.
Okay.
Or on the bed, whichever. Yeah. Sometimes I put them on the bed with Rodeo's doggy bed. Sometimes I just put them in a bin, whichever.
So at this point, everything's secured, and now we can actually bring the slide in. So we will, after we check what we just went through, we'll go ahead and bring our slide in. And now the bedroom is pretty much done. There's a couple things we do after this. At this point, we would check to make sure the AC is turned off.
Hold on, let me add to that. We do have things that we still have to take off the walls in the bedroom. And I like to kind of store everything, luckily for us, fits under the bed. So I have everything under the bed, and it's pretty much cushioned by what's under there, so I don't have to worry about that. And also the dresser. Can't forget the dresser. Your TV clicker and your Alexa. Yeah.
So
I just put those in the drawer. The other things, the bigger items that are on the dresser, I put those away.
Or on top of the bed.
Or on top of the bed.
Yes, that's a good point.
You don't want to leave anything out.
As part of securing the bedroom, everything comes off the walls, everything comes off the dressers, all the doors are
always
latched shut completely. So, good point. After all that, we make sure the AC is turned off, and we make sure the lights are turned off as well.
Yep.
And then now we can close the bedroom door. Something we've added recently to our checklist. After we close the bedroom door, we put a bungee on the door handle into the bathroom. We've had a few times traveling where the bedroom door actually comes open.
Yeah.
So now you think about it, you're traveling down the road and your bedroom door can be going back and forth, and it's just a matter of time before some of that glass breaks.
And it's got 3 or 4 panes of glass in there, so it's only a matter of time.
Just to be safe.
For whatever reason, we don't know. We don't understand it. You've adjusted the lock, the
I think just
the handle
settling
and everything.
or
I don't know. It's strange.
But anyway, it's just it takes a second. We put a bungee on that around the corner into the bathroom
cabinet.
And if it does come unlatched, it can't go anywhere.
Right.
It's there. So that's something else we do. Bedroom, bungee door. Okay, so the next thing we do, now our bedroom is basically done, the door's closed and latched, and now we're good to go. Now we work our way into the bathroom. The bathroom is a couple steps that are really, really important.
Yeah.
But we start with the shower. Again, everything comes off the shower walls.
Right. Everything comes out of the basket, the little like cornered, your soap holders, razors, shampoos, conditioner, body wash, all that all comes out and goes into a bin that I have for it.
And we just set that on the
floor. I put the mat down in the floor to kind of cushion a little bit with a towel. That goes in a bin. And then I also have the trash can will be empty, so I put the hand soap and little items like that might be thrown in the trash can, just secure.
Yeah, and one of the reasons for that is, again, you may have a bottle of shampoo in that little tray up top. It may not weigh much, but when you start bouncing down the road, it's just a matter of time before something's going to come ripping off the wall.
So
and
we
Dina always puts stuff in a bin. So if by chance something does happen to spill, it's just in a plastic bin. It's not going to, and that bin's in the shower.
And the bin's in the shower.
Again, just.
And I personally love this idea. I put all of my plants, fake, silk, and real plants, in a bin that fits perfectly into the shower, and that's all of them are in there together. I don't have to worry about them, and they're secure. They're not gonna die or break or anything like that. Just another thing.
It's really
just
good.
easy.
But
roll up that rug mat.
Yep.
Bathroom mat.
The most important thing, though, with the shower is the latch.
The latch on the shower
When we bought the
doors.
RV, the salesman even warned us about this. You have to. Our shower door has three sliding glass. I guess it's glass panes, but there's a latch to keep them secure. It's very easy just to think it's latched, but you really have to double check and make sure it clicks down in place.
Right.
Again, if this latch comes loose, now you have 3 sets of sliding glass doors going back and forth as you're traveling down the road. You know where that's going to lead. It's going to be a mess.
It's not going to be pretty.
That's something we usually almost double check each other on that.
Yes.
So very, very important.
And then the bathroom door itself.
Yeah, so we're still in the shower.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I thought we were done with the shower.
No, we're still doing the shower.
I'm sorry.
Read your checklist.
Okay.
Now that we're done with the shower, now we can go to the
sensitive today.
So now that the shower's done, we can work on the rest of the bathroom. Again, taking everything off the shelves,
Yes.
off the walls. The bathroom door itself has a little latch, goes around to make sure that,
The sliding door.
yeah, the pocket door.
Yeah, the pocket door.
So there's a little latch to make sure that stays shut as well, and doesn't, again, you don't want that slamming back and forth as you're traveling down the road.
Right.
We have a hall window. We put that at this point. The hall window is right by the bathroom.
Yeah.
We put that up as well to make sure that's up. Again,
we always make sure the bathroom vent is closed and the fan is off.
yes, and lights,
And
anything in
lights,
there. So
yeah.
that's all pretty much secure. We double checked the garage. If you remember the night before, we stowed everything in there, but now we still have a back garage door. So we'll make sure those steps are rolled up outside and that door is secured and latched.
And we don't use the door.
Yeah.
For the remainder of the stay.
Put something in front of it so
Yeah.
we don't accidentally go out
Yeah.
there. And at this point now we can turn the AC off in the garage and make sure all the lights
Mm-hmm.
are turned off as well. Once we're done with that, we can close the door going
glass
to the
door.
garage, and we're completely done out back.
Yeah.
So this brings us now to the main living area.
The main living area.
First thing we do is the refrigerator doors. Again, very important. We have a residential refrigerator, but it also has a couple extra latches on it, so we can latch the doors shut for travel, and also the freezer. So we make sure those are latched all the way. We check any rugs we have in here are stowed.
Yeah.
The chairs for our dinette, they have straps to stow those in place. We make sure those are stowed as well.
Velcro straps. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They are the greatest thing. If you guys don't know about them, get yourself some.
Yeah, we
Don't
use
they
it for
come in a
everything.
pack
Yeah,
on Amazon?
yeah, we use
you
it
can buy
for,
a pack
like,
of
for
them, different
everything.
sizes for different things. They're amazing.
The other thing we do at this point is we make sure all our cabinet doors are closed all the way. Again, we don't want them swinging open as we go down the road.
Right.
And we also, I don't know if you have to do this, but we do it as well. We have some little rods that we put in some of our cabinets up top, and also in
Right.
the refrigerator. They're
Expandable.
like
They're expandable.
dowel rods.
Dowel rods. Almost like a little curtain hanger type
and
thing.
we'll put them in the refrigerator, so when we do get somewhere else, we open the refrigerator up. Hopefully things don't fall out. Those rods can catch them as well.
And I also like to use on at least one shelf that I have a lot of glass containers on, and the inside the refrigerator. I like to have, the what do you call it? The grip, like your drawer liner grip stuff that you get at the dollar store. I like to have one of the refrigerator shelves with grip in it. It helps with the glass from slipping.
Definitely.
Definitely a good idea.
Something else we added to our checklist after a while is our dinette. Our dinette, the end of it folds out or extends.
table.
If we were to slide or put our slides in with the dinette out, it would hit our
Island.
our island. So we add that to the checklist. Make sure the dinette is folded down as well.
Definitely.
Pantry door. Again, we just make sure the pantry door is closed all the way. We kind of make sure it's latched. It's not gonna come loose.
Right.
At this point now we have Rodeo's dog food and water. The dog food was honestly probably put away before this, but the water we leave out until the very end. So now we have to make sure Rodeo's water.
But that's a good thing to bring that you just brought up, because it reminded me. I always travel with at least one or two Ziploc bags of Rodeo's food. God forbid, you never know, something might happen on the road, and her dog food is inside the RV, just in case we can't get to it for whatever reason.
It's just a lot easier.
I have it with us in the truck. So I always travel with extra dog food for Rodeo. But we do have to make sure her water bowl
Yeah, for sure.
is picked up, put away.
At this point, again, we're in the main living area. We make sure all our windows behind us, we make sure those are closed all the way, and again, all the blinds are up all the way as well. At this point now, we can turn the middle AC off, and all the lights that are on here, we can turn those off as well. Our one control, we turn everything off.
Yeah, we do.
But honestly, you really want to make sure if you have a water pump on, you definitely got to make sure that's turned off. You would hate for a faucet, something to get bumped, and if your water pump was on, now you can be running water right out of your freshwater tank into somewhere. So we just turn everything off. As a matter of fact, I go into our breakers and I turn almost all our breakers. We leave the inverter on and the converter, but everything else is off. So we try not to. Just again, why take a chance if you don't have to?
Right.
At this point now, we can go ahead and turn our generator off if it was running, and we can turn our inverter on. Now we use the inverter for travel days because again we have a residential refrigerator. An inverter, if you're not familiar with them, it converts the 12 volts out of the battery to 120 volts. So our refrigerator can run while we're traveling. And as we're traveling, our truck is charging our batteries.
Right.
So we've never had a problem.
Love it.
Now we're done with our slides. We're pretty much done in here. Again, we have a vent roof. We make sure that's closed as well.
Yeah.
Everything's secure at this point. Now we can get ready to pull our slides in. We do one real quick check just to make sure there's nothing in the way of the slides.
Nothing
Again,
on the walls.
make sure the dinette table's down. Make sure nothing's sticking out from up in our attic that would hit. Again, it's just a quick 2-second check. Everything looks good. Yeah. And now we can start to bring the slides in. We always leave I usually do the slides right by the front door anyways, but we leave the front door open when we're doing this. Yeah. Again, just with the airflow, again, you're kind of compressing all the air in here, so it just gives it a place to escape from. We can also, at this point, we turn our propane off. We could have probably done this the night before, but sometimes we may want to, cook something quick in the morning. Yeah. That's why it's the morning of. Yeah. But you could honestly do this the night before if you don't think you're going to cook anything the morning of. Now we're really done inside. We have all of our slides are in. The garage is taken care of. The front bedroom, everything's secure. Now what we can do is we secure the front door. Again, that's if there's any rugs by there, we're just folding up the ladder, shutting the door, locking the door, and the little handle on the side. Yeah. We make sure that's closed as well.
Right.
Now, you may have already thought about this, but we haven't said anything yet about the electrical or our water hoses. We leave those hooked up until the very end. The water. Again, if we have to use the restroom or something just before we leave, we're still on the
Which is usually the case.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you just throw me under the bus?
No, honey. Would I do that?
I think you just did.
I would never. Never.
So, yeah, we use the water in the morning. One of us does anyway. So we'll leave that hooked up to the very end.
You're blushing.
And the electric as well, especially if we're not running the generator. I'd rather stay on their electric as long as possible, at least until all the major stuff is done.
Right.
So at this point, we're securing our electrical cable and our water hoses and stowing those inside. Once those are in, now we can start doing some walk-arounds around the RV. While we're doing this, we're making sure any of our cabinet or our bay doors are closed completely. Yeah. We have a couple that we always push on the locks to make sure they're completely closed, and we also make sure they're locked. So as we're doing our walk around, we're checking all those bay doors are completely closed.
The awnings are in.
We always put our Nautilus system in a dry camp mode, and what that means is it gives us the option again if we're going to stop at a rest stop somewhere. Right. All we have to do is turn on our water pump. Now we can use the restroom if we have to and flush the toilets. If we need to get water from the sink for rodeo or something, we have access to that as well.
So nice.
Yeah. So it's really, really good. The other thing we do at this point, I think this is actually on our hooking up the tow vehicle checklist. So if you haven't seen that, we actually did a video on how to hook up a tow vehicle to our fifth wheel, and actually how to unhook as well. Those are two separate checklists. We're not going to go into those
Right.
here. But one of the things we also like to do is we do a complete walk around of the RV, and as we're doing that, we're looking again at those bay doors. Are they closed? Are the awnings in all the way?
The ladder's still stowed.
Every
locked
ladder
in.
stowed. Anything.
The tire, the spare tire underneath.
Again, we're just doing a
checking the
final-
regular tires, just double checking.
Just make sure there's nothing in the way. or
Whenever
anything
we
like that.
also whenever we stop at a rest area or stop to let rodeo,
bathroom break. or
bathroom
anything.
break or whatever, we always do a walk around too.
Yeah, just a quickie.
Just
It takes a minute, and just you're looking
never
for
know.
anything. Now, I don't know if we told you this in the beginning,
I
but
don't think we did.
okay, we're gonna give you a bonus tip.
Yes, actually 3.
3 bonus. These are things that we do all the time.
Yep.
It's not. We don't have a checklist for it, but it's something we just got in the habit of
A
doing.
little more peace of mind.
Yeah. Again.
It's our own preference. It's our own choice to do these 3 things whenever we leave the RV.
Yep. You want to go through them?
Yeah? You ready?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. The first one, we always turn our water off.
Yeah.
Whether we're leaving rodeo in the RV or not, we always turn our water off.
Yeah, we don't boondock. We're usually hooked up to a campground water spigot. The last thing I want to do is come back from a day or even, grocery shopping and find out we have a water leak somewhere. And it could be real bad.
And rodeo swimming.
Yeah, rodeo, trying to swim.
Her favorite thing ever.
So whenever we go anywhere, our
turn
water
the
is
water off.
turned off. Now, part of that, we also turn off.
Water heater.
The water heater goes off as
Yep.
well. And this is honestly something we just started doing
recently.
We've always turn the water off, but now we
Always.
turn the water heater off as well.
And the reason for the water heater would be
There's no sense. Again, why have it
have it
running all
on?
during the day? It doesn't
Yeah.
take that long to heat up the water.
Right.
It's one less thing that. God forbid something sparked and started a fire. You're not
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
The chances of that is very slim, but
right.
it takes a second to hit a button and it's turned off.
Definitely worth it. We like it.
Yeah, it's just one piece, more peace of mind. And the last thing we do,
The biggest,
also,
the biggest
biggie.
thing. Yeah.
Our security system. We always make sure our security system is on. Now it depends. Sometimes if rodeo's here, it's on as if.
Someone
it
is
knows
in-
somebody here, or
Yeah.
if nobody's here, rodeo's with us. It's set to away as well.
It's always on no matter what.
And we'll
The
probably actually.
best.
Yeah.
I am so thankful for this thing. I feel so much better
And we'll
having
probably
it.
do a video
And we've
on
had
that
it for a little
at some
while.
point.
Yeah.
It's the ring.
Yeah.
It's the
It's the
ring.
ring.
We can check on wherever we're at as long as we have Wi-Fi or access to the internet.
Right.
We can check. We can
on
look inside the
her.
RV if
If she's not with us, we can watch her, see what she's doing. We can see people if the blinds are up. We can see people around the,
So we're watching
the
you.
RV. Be careful. We can see you. How's that go?
So hopefully this helped you out. Hopefully it gives you, if you haven't started your own checklist, this gives you a place to start. Again, everybody's going to be slightly different.
Yeah.
If you don't have a
guys-
dog, you're not going to worry about putting dog bowls
Right,
away
or
and
you don't have
things
a
like
fifth
that.
wheel, you're not going to be worried about your patio or your garage.
Yeah, so hopefully this gives you a good place to start. If you already have a checklist and you think that we've missed something, leave a comment below. Help
for sure.
Help another RVer out.
Yeah.
And hopefully if we get enough comments and people are trying to put checklists together, it'll give them a really good place to start.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, please let us know. Also, if you're surprised at something that we may not have mentioned and you're wondering why we didn't mention it, maybe
We forgot.
maybe we forgot,
Yeah.
So it's always, it's a never ending process, and it's always
We're always
great
tweaking,
to
and
know.
we're slowly tweaking things as we-
And you can never learn too much in this lifestyle.
Yeah.
You can never learn too much. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and please don't forget to hit the like button and ring the red bell.
Remember, always live life to the fullest.
Have a great week. God bless, and take care.